Hi guys, thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Winifred, and if you are new here, I create crochet content related tutorials. So today we'll be learning how to make this braided bikini bottom. It's very easy and beginner friendly, and I have a tutorial on how to make the bikini top as well, so kindly check that out, and I hope you enjoy this video. So for today's project, I'll be using a 3.5 mm crochet hook, and we'll be needing yarn two yarn colors. You can use one color if you want. For me, I'm using this is not enough because the braided bikini takes a lot of yarn. So I'm using this for the braided parts, which is so this will be the color B, and then the color A. I'll be using this for the bikini itself. You can decide to just use one color. So to start, and yeah, you need a tape measure as well. I'll be measuring it for you. So to start, we are going to make a slip knot and chain up 8. So for the 8, I'm going to measure it up, and that's about 2 inches, almost 2 inches. That's 1.5, and then you chain an additional 2, and into the third chain from the hook, you go in there with a double crochet. I forgot to mention that this yarn, the strands are thin, so I'm doubling the yarn. And for the braided one, the yarn is red hot, so I don't need to double that yarn. So go ahead and double crochet all the way down. So now I have this, and I'll have 9 stitches now because of the extra 2 I did. So 1, 2, 3, 9, because I'll count my chain 3 as a double crochet. So chain up to turn your work not into this, but to the next stitch, go in there with double crochet. Go all the way down with a double crochet. If you don't want to count your chain 2 as a double crochet, you can just chain 2 and turn your work, but I want to count mine, so I'm going to go into there with a double crochet. So I have 9 stitches. Chain up to turn your way, not in here but into the second stitch, go in there with a double crochet, and then go ahead and repeat this process so you have 5 rows in total. So I'll meet you when you have 5 rows. So I'm back and I have 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is equal to 2.5 inches. So we are going to start increasing for the front side of the bikini bottom. So go ahead and chain up to turn your work, and right into this first stitch that we were skipping, going there with a double crochet. So now you have 2 double crochets into the same stitch because we count our chain 2 as a double crochet. So go ahead and double crochet all the way to the end of the row. So now we're at the end of the row. Instead of going there with 1 double crochet, we're going to go in there with 2 double crochet. So I've done 1. I'm going to do the second double crochet. So the next row, chain two, repeat the same process. So I'm at the end of this row and I'm going to go in there with two double crochets again. So now we have increased for two rows. I'm going to do something different. So after every two rows, the next row will not increase. So that's a pattern. We increase for two rows, the next row we do not increase, and we start increasing for two rows again. So let me show you. For the next row, no increase because we want the front part to be a little slim, not so big. So you skip this and then go into the next, which makes allocation for just one double crochet. And then you double crochet to the end of this row. So at the end of this row, I'm going to go there with just one double crochet. So now I start my next row by increasing. So I increase for two more rows. So into here, I go in there with a double crochet, then double crochet all the way to the end and increase the end. So this is the first row of increase. So I'm at the end of this row and I'm going to go into the edge with two double crochets. So one and two. So that's my first row of double crochet. Next row, we're going to repeat the same thing. So the pattern is every two rows you increase and then the third row do not increase. So you have a desired length. This is high waisted, so for size medium you can do 8 to 9 inches. For size small, 7 to 8 inches. So I'll let you know the number of inches I did because this is high waisted. And if you don't want it to high waisted, for you can just make it minus 1 inch based on your preference. So I'm increasing. This is my last row of increasing, meaning I've done two increases, so the next row I'm not going to increase. So you see the way it's forming, but it's not forming the V curve immediately. So no increase for this row. So go ahead and repeat the pattern. I'll let you know how many rows I did. So after this row, I'm going to be increasing for two more times. I'll let you know the number of rows I will be doing. So I am back and I have 20 rows and I'm going to measure this up for you to see. So from here, this is equal to 9 inches. So for a size medium, this is fine. Size small, medium, you can have it at 9 inches, and then for size large and extra large, you can make it 9.5 or 10 inches, depending. So after you're done, or you can make it 10 inches. It depends on how high you want it. So after you're done, chain up one and then you cut off your yarn and you pull through. So we're going to be working for the back side. This is the front side. And for the back side, you grab your yarn and insert it into the hole, pull through. And by the way, I was chaining three at the end of the way because it was folding up. So go ahead and chain 3 or 2. The chain 3 or 2 for me really doesn't matter depending on how easy it is. So I think I'll start on the other side so I can loop and weave the ends in well. I'm going to chain up 3. So immediately into that same stitch, I'm going to go in there with a double crochet. We are increasing immediately, and then in the next stitch, I'm going to go in there with just 1 double crochet. So into the last stitch, you go in there with 2 double crochets, chain up 3, turn your work, and immediately you increase. So for the back side, you're going to be increasing on every row so you get your desired length. So you do have probably 23 rows for size medium, 23 rows for size medium. You can do 21 for size small. For size large, you can do 25 to 28. I'll let you know, but I'll probably be doing just 23 rows for the back side. So go ahead and increase in every space. And if you don't want the back side to be so big, you can increase for about 5 rows and then you for about 10 rows and start alternating between, how do I say this? So increase for about 10 rows, then the next row don't increase, and the next row increase, and the next row don't increase, so that if you don't want the back side to be so big. But I'll be increasing in every row. So go ahead and repeat this till you have your desired length. Then we start on with our braided part. So I'm back and I have 23 rows at the back and 20 rows in front. So this is for a size medium. You can go ahead and add the number of rows you want, but this is fine. If you have a bigger part, you may have to do longer rows if it's still for a size medium. So for this place, for row, when I got to row 19, I stopped. I didn't increase on row 19. On row 20, I increased. On row 21, I did not increase. On row 22, I increased. Row 23, I did not increase. So because the back was getting too big, that's what I did to maintain the increase at that side. So you can adjust it however way you want. I don't know if you also want the measurements for that side. That's from here and here. So that's more than 10 inches, almost 10.5. So now we're going to start with the braided part, and we're going to use color B, put it on top. So we're going to grab color B and make a slip knot. And then when you make a slip knot, you chain up 4. So when you chain up 4, yarn over, make sure your loop is loose. Go into the last chain from the hook, pull through. Now yarn over, insert your hook into that same loop. Now you've done that twice. You repeat it for 2 more times, 3, and then the 4th one. So yarn over 4 times, then pull through everything. Chain up 1, then turn your work. When you turn your work into this braided part, this chain 4 parts now, we're going to repeat it. Yarn over 4 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pull through everything, chain up 1, turn your work, yarn over into the space. You go in there with 1, 2, 3, 4. Then pull through. Chain 1, turn your work, and then you have this space. You create a space in here. And then you repeat the same process. So when you're done, make a chain, make, I'll call this chain, make a braid. Okay, make a braid as long as you want to cover this. Both of them have to be the same size though. So I'm going to make my braids and I'll let you know how many braids I did. So make the first braid and I'll show you what's how to end this particular braid, and then we'll repeat the same thing for the second one, and I'll show you how to attach it. So guys, I'm back and I already finished the first braided part and sewed it. So I'm going to show you how to get these tassels. You can use a steamer to make it straight and then you cut them to make sure they are of the same length. I didn't measure, but I'll do that later. So I made 60 braids in total and I'm going to show you how to get this side. And then when you just make yours as long as you want and count the braids on the left and the right, and then place your braided crochet on the bikini so you get ready to sew. So after you're done with all your braids, we are going to be you chain after you do your normal braids, you chain up and you turn your work, and then you make one single crochet. Make a single crochet again, into the single crochet into this you make a slip stitch, and then you pulling to create make you have the tassels. You can remove your hook, insert the hook into any of the single crochets you did, but I'll insert my into the next single crochet and then pull to create a loop, and then you make sure these are the same, they are together, and then you place your hook into the next single crochet, pull through, and then you repeat this process. You can insert your hook into all the single crochets so you are satisfied with the number of tassels you want. But then this is what I did for this side, and I added the deep purple, but I'm going to cut off my yarn from here and add a deep purple rather, because that's what I want. So me, I didn't count. I did as many as I wanted. I'm going to get my scissors. My scissors is from here. So you can, if you're using one color, you can go ahead and use that color. So after I'm doing my last stitch, I chain out one and cut off my yarn. Pull too tightly. So because I'm using this color, insert your hook into the single crochets I did or you did, and then you pull through just like this, and then you measure the tassels how long you want, and then you cut your yarn and insert your hook into that same single crochet again and measure it and cut it. So the other one, it creates loops, so just put your hook through it like this and cut. So you're going to repeat this process. I'm going to go into the next single crochet and do the same thing. You can do this as many as you want, but I'm just going to each one 2 times. After going in 2 times, you can grab any of your yarns and then use it to tie this part to secure it. So I'm going to just grab this and then use it to tie this side. After and you can put the last one here, make it long, and you cut off your yarn. And you do the same thing for the other side. So I have these. So for the sewing, I'm going to grab the lighter yarn. That's a generous amount for the sewing. And once you place your web firmly, you're going to insert your hook into the first one, like this. And I'm going to insert my hook into the next one. And I'm going to make a knot. After I have a secure knot, I'm going to go out into that same space again. And then continue to go in and out like this. You can also decide to sew like this. All depends on you. Okay, so I'm done. I'm going to go up here, go back inside, make it secure, go back all the way around. Now I can start weaving in from here. I mean it's secure already, so I'm going to hide some of the yarn in here. When I get to this part, I'm going to come here and make another knot with it. And then I'll cut off my yarn and weave the rest in. I made only one knot because it's becoming bulky. So I just weave my yarn and that'll be all. Then you can go ahead and remove your stitch markers. So go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. You insert your hook. I'll start with the light pink, right? Because that's what I start. That's what I ended with. That one, I don't need to make the single crochets. So you grab your yarn. This is what I select. Measure it to the other one to make sure long enough. So that's all for today, guys. Go ahead and finish this and we'll be done with your way. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please share my videos. Please, please watch my videos so that my watch hours can go high because they haven't been doing well of late, and I really, really do need your support at this time. So please kindly share this video and watch it all the way to the end. If you have watched it all the way to the end, yes, thank you. I know I should have said this at the beginning of the video rather. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.